When it comes to gaining weight, stress can have a bigger impact than you think. And Dr. Forrest Sauer is here from Twin Oaks Health to talk about how physical, chemical, and emotional stress can contribute to weight gain, a topic we all know and love very well.
Absolutely. I just bring the fun when I'm here. That's it.
Well, welcome.
Anyway, well, thank you.
We love having you here, even though sometimes the topics are a little close to home. I think we can all relate to this. So how can stress directly impact hormones and weight gain? How does that all play together?
Well, I thought this would be a really good follow-up from last time because we did talk about hormonal imbalances last time. And so what oftentimes people don't realize and recognize is that there's different kinds of stress. So there's the, like you said, the physical, chemical, and emotional stress that our bodies go under. So physical stress, that's, bad backs, sore muscles, tight muscles, bad knees, that kind of physical stress. And our bodies are only so strong. We can only handle so much stress. So when we have an overwhelming amount of physical stress, that's when our body starts to break down and we start to get disease. And the other kind of stress is chemical stress. And, like, where do we get chemical stresses in our bodies? How do they get in? They get in from food that we eat, from the water that we drink, from the air that we breathe. We live in a very agriculturally dense area. There's a lot of crop spraying, a lot of herbicides and pesticides, and all of those get inside of our body, and our bodies can only take so much. And so what happens is once that tipping point is reached, that's when our body starts becoming out of balance. For example, like if we have a thyroid problem, thyroid is like the gas pedal for our body. And if we have an overwhelming amount of chemical stress, our thyroids are very sensitive and we're going to start putting weight all over the body. Well, let's go ahead and say, for example, let's take the last one, emotional stress. So we talked about chemical and physical, but the emotional stress is really the one that is oftentimes the most ignored, whether we're in a stressful relationship, or our jobs are extremely stressful, or we're moving, or whatever it is, or there's a little thing called COVID that has ravaged the world for the past 2 years. There's a lot of emotional stress, and what that'll do is that'll actually start creating that spare tire around in the middle, because that's more of an adrenal stress, and that's where you can start having feelings like burnout, where you're just emotionally tapped out. You don't have any more empathy for people. You can't fall asleep or get enough energy throughout the day. And like I said, you have that spare tire right around the middle. And it doesn't really matter how much you exercise, how many hours you spend on the treadmill, or how many calories you eat or don't eat, because it's a hormonal imbalance because of the stress that your body goes under.
Oh, goodness.
That's a lot of information. I'm sorry. Should I back up?
No. I was listening to all of it thinking, boy, this makes sense in my life. So
Absolutely.
I think for a lot of us, we can probably relate to that a little bit more than we'd like to. So what are some ways that people can manage their stress, maybe reduce the effect of that?
So if you've been through some emotional trauma, get counseling. If you've been through some physical or even sexual trauma, or you're in a stressful relationship, I know it might be hard, and you probably will experience a lot of resistance, but get counseling, get help, get mentorship from someone who's been there and can help you out. That's tremendous. The other one is physical stress. If you have a bad back, try to get that figured out. Go get a massage, go to a chiropractor, start exercising gently so that way you can make your muscles stronger. But really, there's a lot of answers out there when it comes to bad knees or a bad back, way more than just simply surgery. Okay, so there's a lot of things that you can do before than just simply taking a pain pill or a surgical intervention. And the last one is chemical. Be mindful of what you eat. I loved, the Soda Stone, who was on here previously, because they're delivering natural remedies to help out with anxiety, and that's natural solutions, and being mindful of what you're putting in your body. Oftentimes, if we're living a standard American lifestyle, we're eating way too much sugar, fat, and carbs, unhealthy fat. And so really being mindful of what you're putting in your body and limiting those chemical toxins.
And that's kind of where Twin Oaks Health comes in, right? Because you can kind of help give people a big picture of like, let's talk about what you're doing in your life. Now, how can we change things maybe a little bit to help you lose weight, to help you reduce stress, right?
Exactly, yeah. And so like this world is very overwhelming. Like if you start Googling what's the perfect diet for me or what's the perfect exercise for me, like that's what we help guide and coach people through. So it's just very step by step, because it is absolutely exhausting when you just go online, you get lost in all the information, and everybody has conflicting information. It's like, should I go in this direction or this direction? So we just help clear away all those guessing games.
Oh, well, goodness. If stress is something that you're dealing with, or if you even just want to try to find new ways to lose weight, reach out to Twin Oaks Health. Their information is right there on your screen. Now, coming up next, a new place to add to the list if you're trying to find somewhere to relax, maybe listen to some music and feel like your best self.